Welcome to Everyday Storytelling. How are you doing today? We are going to be reading a story. But first up, we are going to be reading the Bible.
Tell him that Daddy just went to go get his Bible.
Daddy just went to go get his Bible. Then we are going to be doing the synopsis. Then we are going to be reading The Hobbit. Sorry, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And actually, before we're going to be doing the Bible, we are going to be doing something cool,
special.
something special with my dad. So, hi Jessica, hi Mom. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to never miss another video. Here's my dad.
Okay. So, as some of you may know, today is my birthday. So I'm 46 years old. That's older than I've ever been before. So, I wanted to show off some of the birthday presents that I got. First of all, we got this wonderful map of Middle Earth, which you can only see actually part of it. But it is a tapestry map of Middle Earth, which we may refer to from time to time. For example, yesterday in the story, they were talking about Elrond, and he lives in Rivendell. And of course, they're coming from the Shire, which is over here, and he lives in Hobbiton, and that's, it's over here. Bless you. All right, so for those of you who are not knowledgeable in your geography of Middle Earth, there you go. All right, so secondly, I wanted to show you, this is from the children, got me this really nice little sushi set. It has 2 sets of chopsticks that are nice, and it has these little duckies, which people are like, oh, what are the ducks for? But they're actually to hold the chopsticks, so you don't have to put it on the bare table. So that's the little duckies, and 2 of these really pretty soy sauce or sauce bowls, and then 2 of these really pretty sushi plates that match the bowls. So that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about that. I can't wait to have sushi. Yay! And thank you from the kids who got that for me. And of course, we already started reading the book. So this is The Hobbit. This was a birthday present also. So it's got the complete text of The Hobbit, and it has pictures that were drawn by J.R.R. Tolkien, which we will be looking at from time to time as we are going through. But in addition to The Hobbit, because I had an edition of Lord of the Rings. JJ, I'll get it. I had an edition of Lord of the Rings. It was paperback, and it was kind of it got peed on by a cat at one point a long time ago. Not any of the cats that we currently own. However, so we got this. It's a little bit nicer set than what I had before. I don't know if the camera will go that far. You can see it right there, but I will just pull out Fellowship so that you can kind of get an idea. And this is what we can be reading from when we get past The Hobbit. We've got Fellowship, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. It's got these glossy pages. It's 11-point font, which hopefully I'll be able to still read it by the time we get there. It's got pictures by Alan Lee, who is the guy who he was picked because he had such great pictures, but he actually designed the pictures for the movies that came out in the early 2000s. The first one came out in 99? Anyway, I don't know. But whenever they came out, he was the one that actually did the what's it, the art. He was the art director for that trilogy, which Lord of the Rings, when we get there, and I will explain it when we get there, is not actually a trilogy. It's actually a single story that was published in 3 volumes. So if you ever see Lord of the Rings published in 1 volume, that is also correct. However, because the book is so big, it makes a lot of sense to publish it and to go ahead and read it in 3 volumes. So, actually, I'm going to, when I leave for the synopsis, I'm going to take that sushi set because it's very breakable. I'm going to take it downstairs. So I wanted to show you the last thing that I got, which is maybe a little bit unusual for me, but this is a Gandalf pipe. So you can see that. And it's got this nice long barrel. And it's just like Gandalf would have smoked. And so I can, smoke rings, whatever it is. All right, so Daniel's over there laughing. Daniel thinks that I shouldn't ever smoke from it. Go ahead and put whatever you think in the comments, whether or not you think that I'm old enough to make a decision on my own. So, all right, so with all that having been said, sorry. We've got this ottoman, but it's out of my reach, so I have to reach over and get it stuff when I need it. All right, so we are on the book of Luke. We're on chapter 3. This is the English Standard Version of the Bible. I think Luke is one of those Gospels that is... I think that Matthew and John are the most quoted Gospels, and Luke and Mark kind of get lost sometimes, so it's important to go through them. Of course, we already read Mark, and some people read Mark just because it's the shortest. It's easy to get through, but we're gonna get through Luke. I think it might be the longest. It is a pretty long gospel, but we're gonna get through Luke, and then the plan is to go through Acts as well, because we've got a nice long book series, and we might as well get as much of this writing from the Dr. Luke. Well, actually, that's all of it. So there we go. All right, so this is, as I said, chapter 3 from the Gospel of Luke. This is the English Standard Version of the Bible. In the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar, Pontius Pilate being governor of Judea, and Herod being the tetrarch of Galilee. Oh, wow. Do we remember those people from a book series or a book that we read just recently? Ben-Hur. Oh, okay. And his brother Philip, tetrarch of the region of Iturea, and Tachronitis and Lysanias, tetrarch of Abilene. During the high priesthood of Annas and Caiaphas, the word of God came to John, the son of Zechariah, in the wilderness. Of course, he's setting the stage. Luke is very meticulous about making sure that he's very precise in the things that he says. This is historically verifiable. That is the reason why all of that is included. And I lost my place. And he went into all the region around the Jordan, proclaiming a baptism of repentance for the forgiveness of sin, as it is written in the book of the words of Isaiah the prophet, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make his paths straight. Every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall become straight, and the rough places shall become level ways, and all flesh shall see the salvation of God. He said, therefore, to the crowds that came out to be baptized by him, you brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come? Bear fruits in keeping with repentance, and do not begin to say to yourselves, we have Abraham as our father. For I tell you, God is able to make these stones to raise up children for Abraham. Even now the axe is laid to the root of the trees. Every tree, therefore, that does not bear that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire." And the crowds asked him, "What then shall we do?" And he answered them, "Whoever has 2 tunics is to share with him who has none, and whoever has food is to do likewise." Tax collectors also came to be baptized and said to him, "Teacher, what shall we do?" And he said to them, "Collect no more than you are authorized to do." Soldiers also asked him, "And we, what shall we do?" And he said to them, "Do not extort money from anyone by threats or by false accusation, and be content with your wages." As the people were in expectation, and all were questioning in their hearts concerning John, whether he might be the Christ, John answered them all, saying, "I baptize you with water, but he who is mightier than I is coming, the strap of whose sandals I am not worthy to untie. He will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire. His winnowing fork is in his hand to clear his threshing floor and to gather the wheat into his barn, but the chaff he will burn with unquenchable fire." So with many other exhortations he preached good news to the people, but Herod the Tetrarch, who had been reproved by him for Herodias, his brother's wife, and for all the evil things that Herod had done, added this to them all, that he locked up John in prison. Now when all the people were baptized, and when Jesus also had been baptized and was praying, the heavens were opened, and the Holy Spirit descended on him in bodily form like a dove. And a voice came from heaven, "You are my beloved Son, with you I am well pleased." Jesus, when he began his ministry, was about 30 years of age, being the son, as was supposed, of Joseph, the son of Eli, the son of Matthias, I don't know how to pronounce that, the son of Levi, the son of Melchi, the son of Jenai, the son of Joseph, the son of Matthias, the son of Amos, the son of Nahum, the son of Esli, dyslexic there, the son of Nagai, the son of Maath, the son of Mattathias, the son of Simeon, the son of Josech, the son of Joda, the son of Jonan, the son of Resha, the son of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, the son of Neri, the son of Melchi, the son of Adai, the son of Kosam, the son of Elmadam, the son of the son of Joshua, the son of Eleazar, the son of Joram, the son of Mathat, the son of Levi, the son of Simeon, the son of Judah, the son of Joseph, the son of Jonam, the son of Eliakim, the son of Meliah, the son of Menah, the son of Mathatha, the son of Nathan, the son of David, the son of Jesse, the son of Obed, the son of Boaz, the son of Salah, the son of Nashon, the son of Aminadab, the son of Admin, the son of Arni, the son of Hezron, the son of Perez, the son of Judah, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, the son of Terah, the son of Nahor, the son of Serug, the son of Reu, the son of Peleg, the son of Eber, the son of Shelah, the son of Kenan, the son of Arphaxad, the son of Shem, the son of Noah, the son of Lamech, the son of Methuselah, the son of Enoch, the son of Jared, the son of Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, the son of Enos, the son of Seth, the son of Adam, the son of God. That's the end of Luke chapter 3. I hope you're enjoying the reading of God's Word. And at this time, we are going to request that Kimberly join us to give us the synopsis.
Remember, the head dwarf is Thorin.
Thorin, and the Hobbit's name is Frodo.
No, he's Bilbo.
Just joking. And I'm gonna take the sushi set downstairs.
Sorry, I'm not really feeling very well right now. Oh, Granny Bear loves the map. So what happened in the last chapter was, Bilbo, he was like, okay, so I'm pretty sure this wasn't a dream, but it looks like they've gone off without me. So he's having his second breakfast, and then Gandalf, he comes over and is like, hey, didn't you get the note? And he's
The
like,
one that was underneath the clock.
yeah.
That was last chapter.
Yeah, that's the one I just read.
The one. No, that's the one that I did the synopsis for.
No, you did the synopsis for the chapter that had the party.
And so he finds the note, and he's like, oh my gosh, I have 10 minutes to go like a mile. And he ran. He didn't bring anything on him. He just ran.
I'm just going to say, if you're not used to running a mile in 10 minutes, that's not an easy chore.
Yeah.
Definitely possible, though.
It's possible,
People have done it.
And then,
Yeah.
and then what happened was they were going, and he actually kind of likes it for a bit. And then it gets all dark, and then it starts to get rainy, and then they can't light the fire, and then they see this fire off in the distance. So they go over to see this fire, to see like who's lit it and everything. And then once they get close enough, they send Bilbo over to investigate because he's the burglar. So he goes over
It
to
was these three very nice gentlemen that
Dad.
said, here, would you like some of our lamb chops?
Dad.
It was mutton, Dad.
That's what mutton is.
I know.
So then what happened is, I can't remember if they were ogres or trolls.
Trolls.
I think they were trolls.
They were trolls.
But they basically, he had this funny idea. You know, they all think I'm a burglar, so I should pickpocket the troll. That didn't go too well. He grabbed him, and then the dwarves came one by one.
What did he call him?
A burrow hobbit.
Burrow Hobbit.
Because he was like, I'm a hobbit.
I'm a hobbit.
And then,
Okay.
they found they captured the dwarves. Sorry, I can't speak. And then, Daniel, please don't. It's not funny. And then what happened was, Gandalf, he made the trolls argue until it was sunrise, and then they all turned to stone. And then, that's about where we left it. They found the trolls' hideout underground, where they kept their food and stuff, so they basically robbed the dead trolls of their food. And, some of the gold that they had there, too. And that's about it. They were right about to set off again in the morning. Late. Because they didn't get any sleep.
So, we're talking about
Just a prop.
we're talking about getting a stand so that it can be. Of course, you can't actually see it over there, so we'll see. We'll see how it works. Maybe we could put the table over here. That way, you see more of the map. We'll see. All right. So, who's enjoying the story? Go ahead and put a thumbs up in the whatever it's called, so that JJ's good about telling you how to do that stuff. I just know how to read. All right. The next chapter is chapter 3, and it is called A Short Rest. So, Granny Bear loves the map, and Mom says it's not like cigarettes. That's a funny story. When we were younger, all of us were younger at that time, and before the boys were born, we were living in Lawton, Oklahoma. Actually, this was probably before Kimberly was born also. We were living in Lawton, Oklahoma, and we lived over on the east side of town, and in order to get into town, we had to drive down this road, and there was a cigarette shop or a tobacco store on the road. And every time that we passed the store, I think it was Ben. Was it Ben?
Ben.
Yeah, Ben would say,
He was so little.
he would say cigarettes. He was like,
He said cigarettes till he was like 12.
he was like maybe 2, something like that. So it was really cute. So, all right. So this is chapter 3, and no, this is not like cigarettes. It's like it's really a prop, honestly. But we'll see how everything works out. All right. So this is chapter 3, a short rest. They did not sing or tell stories that day, even though the weather improved, nor the next day, nor the day after that. They had begun to feel that danger was not far away on either side. They camped under the stars, and their horses had more to eat than they had, for there was plenty of grass. But there was not much in their bags, even with what they had got from the trolls. One morning they forded a river at a wide, shallow place full of noise of stones and foam. The far bank was steep and slippery. When they got to the top of it, leading their ponies, they saw that the great mountains had marched down very near to them. Already they seemed only a day's easy journey from the feet of the nearest. Dark and drear it looked, though there were patches of sunlight on its brown sides, and behind its shoulders the tips of snow peaks gleamed. Is that the mountains? Is that the mountain? Asked Bilbo in a solemn voice, looking at it with round eyes. He had never seen a thing that looked so big before. Of course not, said Balin. That is only the beginning of the Misty Mountains, and we have got to get through or over or under them somehow before we can come into the wilder land beyond. And it is a deal of a way even from the other side of them to the lonely mountain in the east where Smaug lies on our treasure. Oh, said Bilbo, and just at that moment he felt more tired than he ever remembered feeling before. He was thinking once again of his comfortable chair before the fire in his favorite sitting room in his hobbit hole, and of the kettle singing, not for the last time. Now Gandalf led the way. We must not miss the road, or we shall be done for, he said. We need food, for one thing, and rest in reasonable safety. Also, it is very necessary to tackle the Misty Mountains by the proper path, or else you will get lost in them and have to come back and start at the beginning again, if you ever get back at all. They asked him where he was making for, and he answered, You are come to the very edge of the wild. As some of you may know, hidden somewhere ahead of us is a fair valley of Rivendell where Elrond lives in the last homely house. I sent a message by my friends, and we are expected. That sounded nice and comforting, but they had not got there yet, and it was not so easy as it sounds to find the last homely house west of the mountains. There seemed to be no trees and no valleys and no hills to break the ground in front of them, only one vast slope going slowly up and up to meet the feet of the nearest mountain, a wide land that the color of heather and crumbling rock, with patches and slashes of green grass. It says grass green and moss green, showing where water might be. Morning passed, afternoon came, but in all the silent waste there was no sign of any dwelling. They were growing anxious, for they saw now that the house might be hidden almost anywhere between them and the mountains. They came on unexpected valleys, narrow with steep sides, that opened suddenly at their feet, and they looked down, surprised to see the trees below them and running water at the bottom. There were gullies that they could almost leap over, but very deep with waterfalls in them. There were dark ravines that one could neither jump over nor climb into. There were bogs, some of them green, pleasant places to look at, with flowers growing bright and tall. But a pony that walked there with a pack on its back would never have come out again. It was indeed a much wider land from the ford to the mountains than ever you would have guessed. Bilbo was astonished. The only path was marked with white stones, some of which were small, and others were half covered with moss or heather. Altogether, it was a very slow business following the track, even guided by Gandalf, who seemed to know his way about pretty well. His head and beard wagged this way and that as he looked for the stones, and they followed his lead, but they seemed no nearer to the end of the search when the day began to fail. Tea-time had long gone by, and it seemed supper-time would soon do the same. There were moths fluttering about, and the light became very dim, for the moon had not risen. Bilbo's pony began to stumble over roots and stones. They came to the edge of a steep fall in the ground so suddenly that Gandalf's horse nearly slipped down the slope. Here it is at last, he called, and the others gathered round him and looked over the edge. They saw a valley far below. They could hear the voice of hurrying water in a rocky bed at the bottom. The scent of trees was in the air, and there was a light on the valley side across the water. Bilbo never forgot the way they slithered and slipped in the dusk down the steep zigzag path into the secret valley of Rivendell. The air grew warmer as they got lower, and the smell of the pine trees made him drowsy, so that every now and again he nodded and nearly fell off, or bumped his nose on the pony's neck. Their spirits rose as they went down and down. The trees changed to beech and oak, and there was a comfortable feeling in the twilight. The last green had almost faded out of the grass when they came at length to an open glade not far above the banks of the stream. I'm going to show you the picture of Rivendell. This
Where is
is
it on the map?
from the book. I'll show it to you on the map in just a second, if you like. So on the map, Rivendell is... Did I pass it? It's right here. So here's the Misty Mountains. You can see them. That makes a nice barrier that they can't really get through. And here's Rivendell, the last settlement before the wild east of the mountains. All right, back to me. All right. It smells like elves, thought Bilbo, and he looked up at the stars. They were burning bright and blue. Just then there came a burst of song like laughter in the trees. "Oh, what are you doing, and where are you going? Your ponies need shoeing, the river is flowing. Oh, tra-la-la-la-lally, here down in the valley. Oh, what are you seeking, and where are you making? The fagots are reeking, the bannocks are baking. Oh, trillalalally, the valley is jolly. Oh, where are you going with beards all a-wagging? No knowing what brings Mr. Baggins and Balin and Dwalin down into the valley in June. Ha-ha! Oh, will you be staying or will you be flying? Your ponies are straying, the daylight is dying. To fly would be folly, to stay would be jolly, and listen and hark till the end of the dark to our tune. Ha-ha! So they laughed and sang in the trees, and pretty fair nonsense, I dare say you think it. Not that they would care, they would only laugh all the more if you told them so. They were elves, of course. Soon Bilbo caught glimpses of them as the darkness deepened. He loved elves, though he seldom met them, but he was a little frightened of them, too. Dwarves don't get on well with them. Even decent enough dwarves like Thorin and his friends think them foolish, which is a very foolish thing to think, or get annoyed with them, for some elves tease them and laugh at them, and most of all at their beards. "Well, well," said a voice, "just look, Bilbo the Hobbit on a pony, my dear. Isn't it delicious? Almost astonishingly wonderful." Most astonishing wonderful. Then off they went into another song as ridiculous as the one I have written down in full. At last a tall young fellow, came out from the trees and bowed to Gandalf and to Thorin. "Welcome to the valley," he said. "Thank you," said Thorin. Sorry, that was loud. A bit gruffly, but Gandalf was already off his horse and among the elves, making merrily with them. "You are a little out of your way," said the elf. "That is, if you are making for the only path across the water and to the house beyond. We will set you right, but you had best get on foot until you are over the bridge. Are you going to stay a bit and sing with us, or will you go straight on? Supper is preparing over there," he said. "I can smell the wood fires for the cooking." Tired as he was, Bilbo would have liked to stay a while. Elvish singing is not a thing to miss. In June under the stars, not if you care for such things. Also, he would have liked to have a few private words with these people that seemed to know his names and all about him, although he had never seen them before. He thought their opinion of his adventure might be interesting. Elves know a lot and are a wondrous folk for news, and know what is going on among the peoples of the land as quick as water flows, or quicker. But the dwarves were all for supper as soon as possible just then, and would not stay. Oh, they all went, leading their ponies, till they were brought to a good path, and so at last to the very brink of the river. It was flowing fast and noisily, as mountain streams do of a summer evening, when summer has been all day on the snow far up above. There was only a narrow bridge of stone without a parapet, as narrow as a pony could well walk on, and over that they had to go slow and careful, one by one, each leading his pony by the bridle. The elves had brought bright lanterns to the shore, and they sang a merry song as the party went across. "Don't dip your beard in the foam, father," they cried to Thorin, who was bent almost to his hands and knees. "It is long enough without watering it." "Mind Bilbo doesn't eat all the cakes," they called. "He is too fat to get through the keyholes yet." "Hush, hush, good people, and good night," said Gandalf, who came at last. "Valleys have ears, and some elves have over-merry tongues. Good night." And so at last they all came to the last homely house, and found its doors flung wide. Excuse me. Now it is a strange thing, but things that are good to have and days that are good to spend are soon told about, and not much to listen to, while things that are uncomfortable, palpitating, and even gruesome may make a good tale and take a deal of telling anyway. They stayed long in that good house, 14 days at least, and they found it hard to leave. Bilbo would gladly have stopped there for ever and ever, even supposing a wish would have taken him right back to his hobbit hole without trouble. Yet there is little to tell about their story. The master of the house was an elf friend, one of those people whose fathers came into the strange stories before the beginning of history. The wars of the evil goblins and the elves and the first men of the north. In those days of our tale there were still some people who had both elves and heroes of north for ancestors, and Elrond, the master of the house, was their chief. He was as noble and as fair in face as an elf lord, as strong as a warrior, as wise as a wizard, as venerable as a king of dwarves, and as kind as summer. Which isn't too kind if you live in San Antonio, I'll just tell you that. He comes into many tales, but his part in the story of Bilbo's great adventure is only a small one, though important, as you will see if we ever get to the end of it. His house was perfect, whether you liked food or sleep or work or storytelling or singing or just sitting and thinking best, or a pleasant mixture of them all. Evil things did not come into that valley. I wish I had time to tell you even a few of the tales, or one or two of the songs that they heard in that house. All of them, the ponies as well, grew refreshed and strong in the few days there. Their clothes were mended as well as their bruises, their tempers, and their hopes. Their bags were filled with food and provisions light to carry, but strong to bring them over the mountain passes. Their plans were improved with the best advice, so the time came to Midsummer Eve, and they were to go on again with the early sun on Midsummer morning. Elrond knew all about runes of every kind. That day he looked at the swords they had brought from the troll's lair, and he said, "These are not troll make. They are old swords, very old swords, of the high elves of the west, my kin. They were made in Gondolin for the goblin wars. They must have come from a dragon's horde or goblin plunder, for dragons and goblins destroyed that city many ages ago. This Thorin, the runes name Orcrist, the goblin cleaver in the ancient tongue of Gondolin. It was a famous blade. This, Gandalf, was Glamdring, foe hammer that the king of Gondolin once wore. Keep them well. Whence did the trolls get them, I wonder? Said Thorin, looking at his sword with new interest. I could not say, said Elrond, but one may guess that your trolls had plundered other plunderers, or come on the remnants of old robberies in some hold in the mountains. I have heard that there are still forgotten treasures of old to be found in the deserted caverns of the mines of Moria since the dwarf and goblin war. Thorin pondered these words. I will keep this sword in honor, he said. May it soon cleave goblins once again. A wish that is likely to be granted soon enough in the mountains. Are we good?
Yes. Kim's just being really rude.
A wish that is likely to be granted soon enough in the mountains, said Elrond. But show me now your map. And they go, oh, there it is. Maybe it doesn't have that much detail. All right. He took it and gazed long at it, and he shook his head, for if he did not altogether approve of dwarves and their love of gold, he hated dragons and their cruel wickedness, and he grieved to remember the ruin of the town of Dale and its merry bells, and the burned banks of the bright river running. The moon was shining in a broad silver crescent. He held up the map, and the white light shone through it. "What is this?" he said. "There are moon letters here, beside the plain runes, which say 5 feet high the door, and 3 may walk abreast." Excuse me. "What are moon letters?" asked the hobbit, full of excitement. He loved maps, as I have told you before, and he also liked runes and letters and cunning handwriting, though when he wrote himself it was a bit thin and spidery. "Moon letters are rune letters, but you cannot see them," said Elrond. "Not when you look straight at them. They can only be seen when the moon shines behind them, and what is more, when the more cunning sort, it must be a moon of the same shape and season as the day when they were written. The dwarves invented them, and wrote them with silver pens, as your friends could tell you. These must have been written on a midsummer's eve in the crescent moon, a long while ago." "What do they say?" asked Gandalf and Thorin together, and a bit vexed, perhaps, that Elrond should have found this out first, though really there had not been a chance before, and there would not have been another until goodness knows when. "Stand by the grey stone when the thrush knocks," read Elrond, "and the setting sun with the last light of Durin's day will shine upon the keyhole." "Durin! Durin!" said Thorin. "He was the father of the fathers of the eldest race of dwarves, the Longbeards, and my first ancestor. I am his heir." "Then what is Durin's day?" "The first day of the dwarves' new year," said Thorin, "is, as all should know, the first day of the last moon of autumn, on the threshold of winter. We still call it Durin's day when the last moon of autumn and the sun are in the sky together. But this will not help us much, I fear, for it passes our skill in these days to guess when such a time will come again." "That remains to be seen," said Gandalf. "Is there any more writing?" "None to be seen by this moon," said Elrond, and he gave them back to Thorin, and then they went down to the water to see the elves dance and sing upon the midsummer's eve. The next morning was a midsummer's morning, as fair and fresh as could be dreamt, blue sky and never a cloud, and the sun dancing on the water. Now they rowed away amid songs of farewell and good speed, with the hearts ready for more adventure, and with a knowledge of the road they must follow over the misty mountains to the land beyond. That is the end of chapter 3. Chapter 4 is called Over Hill and Under Hill. Interesting. And it is 12 pages, actually probably more like 11, and including one picture, if I remember right. Yeah, so actually 10. So the first word is there. And go ahead and let me know right now. This is Choose Your Own Adventure. Should we read chapter 4 or should we stop for the day? I see some thumbs up. Kimmy says stop for the day. Daniel's got a thumbs down. We got lots of poo-poo heads over here.
We need to let Daddy decide because it's his birthday.
All right, let Daddy decide because it's his birthday. We were at 9 o'clock on the Central Standard Time. Actually, it's Central Daylight Time now. I've got another thumbs up. I don't know who that's from. We've got 2 people on. Who's the second person? I see Mom.
Excuse me.
All right. Daniel, go be somewhere else. Please. Okay, I think we should probably stop for the day. So we're going to go ahead and stop it right there. The next chapter is called Over Hill and Under Hill, and I think the kids need to get to bed. I know Daniel's got school tomorrow. Oh, it's Rebecca. Yeah, Daniel and Kimberly both have school tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. And you guys have a good night. And we will see you tomorrow for Over Hill and Under Hill. Good night.